profits suck, like where's our money going? If you don't have that organized properly, you can't answer that question. If you can't answer that question, then it's really hard to get paid more money. You have what's called top line revenue that a lot of people talk about, right? That's just your income. That's money that comes into the bank from any way, shape, or form, your gross revenue. Then you subtract your cost of goods sold, traditionally speaking, from a accounting point of view. If you're building mugs, like it's the cost for the materials, the labor, but from an agency point of view, this is where a lot of accounting gets messed up. We have ours classified in a very specific way, which is any cost that goes against a client campaign gets put into that expense category. It's not just like, hey, revenue minus all costs gives you profit. There's two types of costs that you subtract. So there's cost of goods sold and then there's expenses, right? So the way that you classify this, again, cost of goods sold for us in an agency point of view, and not everyone does this. A lot of accountants will just kind of put everything under one lump sum. It's really hard to optimize your service. Like these are very important numbers for you to know if you're for operating the business and hiring people, which is how much does it cost to deliver our service, right? Like that's people, that's software, that's ad expenses, that's link cost, right? Those should get allocated to every client account that you have. This is why like having a good accountant is really important. I know you guys were kind of like beefing about that a little bit, but like there's no back and forth. Like you need a good accountant who you've trained and talked to, because it's easy for them to do. It's just a matter of tagging expenses. It's not rocket science, but like you need to tell them that every single client should have their own cost of goods sold sub account that you allocate expenses to. Then you can look at the end of the year and say, oh, like this client paid us $20,000 for the year, but like we ended up spending way more on links and content, whatever that looks like, right? So like you want to make sure that you have all that. And then you can also understand too at a macro level, you can say, how much are we spending on links per year? How much are we spending on content per year? How much are we spending on software per year, right? That's how you can start to chip away and like increase profitabilities by looking at that stuff. But if you don't have that stuff tagged, it's just, we're making 800 and we're spending 800. So, what do we do? And these are really important conversations, especially in this part about hiring, because this is how you know who to hire. How much can you pay for these people? Like all that different stuff. That's your cost of goods sold. And then that gives you your gross profit, right? So there's two profits. There's gross profit, net profit. So gross revenue minus cost of goods sold, AKA the expenses that it costs to deliver your service. That's anybody working on campaigns, software, whatever. And then you get to your gross profit. Now you have another set of expenses. So these are going to be what are called like OPEX, operating expenses. These are like the business expenses, right? And there also could be people in there too. So for people, like if you guys are taking a salary, if you're not working on client accounts, then your salary should go there. Anyone who's not working on client accounts, so if it's like, sales reps go there, like sales commissions go there, office costs, your website costs, your marketing costs too go there, right? So they don't go. So that way you can see, again, clearly now you have two sets of expenses to be like, okay, like our profits suck. Like where's our money going? If you don't have that organized properly, you can't answer that question. If you can't answer that question, then it's really hard to try and champion to get paid more money. Then you have your net profit after that. The net profit is where you as business owners live, right? So usually when you're looking at, I want to get paid more, I want to get fed more, the net profit is yours. So like just for context, I only make money off net profit off my business. I don't take a salary from either. I don't take a monthly salary from either of my businesses. I only eat what's left of the net profit. I also own almost 100% of both my businesses, so it's a little bit different. This is how I learned how to build and optimize my businesses, because I was like, man, if I want to eat, like these businesses need to run clean and smooth. So I make 100% of my money off of the net profit. We do like really good net profits, because I make a lot of money.